So there's this idea that's been making the rounds in the software world for a while now. You've probably heard it.
You know the one, right? The thinking goes that AI tools are, well, they're basically training wheels. They're a crutch for beginners who are still learning the ropes. But what if that whole idea is completely backward?
Because something really, really interesting is happening right now. And it's happening at the very top of the food chain.
Yeah, a pretty huge shift is underway, and it's not coming from the folks you'd expect. It's being led by the absolute legends of the industry.
I mean, look at these names. We're not talking about your average senior dev here. We're talking about the titans. The guy who created Linux, the creator of Ruby on Rails, the creator of Redis. These are people who literally built the tools that run the modern internet.
And see, that's what makes this so fascinating. These are the developers who are famously obsessed with their craft, with getting every little detail just right. So to see them diving headfirst into AI, well, that tells you something big is going on.
So, how are they actually using these things? Well, some people are starting to call it vibe coding. It's less about just churning out boilerplate and more about this high-level creative partnership. Let's look at what that actually means. So, take DHH, the guy behind Rails. He's saying that he's moved way past using AI as just a little helper. He sees it as a full-on collaborator that can ship production-ready code. He calls it supervised collaboration. And for him, this is the moment it all got real.
And it's not just him. You might not expect Linus Torvalds, the notoriously exacting creator of Linux, to be on this list, but here he is.
And this just nails the point perfectly. For a side project, Linus needed to build a tool in Python, a language he admits he's not an expert in. So instead of the old-school cycle of Googling, copying, and pasting, he just went straight to the AI. He cut out the middleman and used it to get something done, fast.
Okay, but this example from Antrez, the creator of Redis, might be the most mind-blowing of all. He was getting annoyed by this huge, complicated C++ library in his codebase. We're talking almost 4,000 lines of code. So what did he do? He prompted an AI agent to replace the entire thing with a clean, minimal version in pure C.
And the results were just incredible. The dependency was completely gone. He actually had one AI, Claude, write the code, and then had another AI, GPT, review it for him. How wild is that? The outcome wasn't just cleaner code, it led to way faster build times. And this kind of hints at a crazy future, doesn't it? Where instead of installing libraries, we just prompt an AI to generate the functionality we need on the fly.
All right, so all these elite developers are going all in on AI. The big question is, why? Why are they getting so much out of these tools? The answer, it turns out, is all about how we think about what it means to be a skilled engineer. I mean, is it really just about being a faster typist, knowing more fancy algorithms, or is there something deeper going on?
Let's break it down with this simple chart. You can think about skills in 3 buckets. First, you have capability, your raw ability to code. That jumps a ton when you go from junior to senior. But notice, the jump from senior to staff, it's not that big. The real difference, the thing that separates the best, is in those other 2 rows, clarity and delegation.
And that's the whole ballgame right there. To get to the highest levels of engineering, your value stops being about how much code you can personally pump out. It becomes all about how well you can enable others to do great work. It's about being a force multiplier.
And that brings us right back around to AI, because it turns out that those top-level engineering skills have a perfect, beautiful synergy with what it takes to be great at using AI. This is the big aha moment. The skills that make a great staff engineer, that ability to have crystal clear vision, to break down complex problems, and to delegate work effectively, are the exact same skills that AI rewards. It's no wonder these legends are excelling. They've been unknowingly training for this their entire careers. You know, just think about it. Writing a really good prompt isn't a simple command. It's an act of management. You have to clearly define the task. You have to set tight specifications. You have to remove ambiguity and then hand it off to be executed. That sounds exactly like a manager delegating to a team member, right? This really captures the new world we're in. Your value is shifting. It's not about how fast you can type code anymore. The new premium is on how clearly you can describe the work that needs doing. Clarity is the new currency. So, what does this all mean for us, for our careers? Well, it means we have to start thinking of ourselves a little differently. In a way, we're all managers now.
Look, for a long time, the industry was obsessed with raw coding capability. But that's changing.
Your new superpower is your ability to take a big problem and break it down into chunks that an AI agent can handle. And the really cool part is that the very act of using these tools forces you to get better at communication, clarity, and orchestration, the exact skills that make a great engineer.
So to really squeeze every bit of value out of AI, you have to shift your mindset. You got to think less like a coder hammering away at a keyboard and more like an engineering lead who's directing the whole orchestra.
And that leaves us with one final big question to chew on. As you think about your own career and your skills, ask yourself, are you training to be a better coder or are you training to be a better engineer? Because in the age of AI, that distinction is going to make all the difference in the world.